episode of The Giant Connoisseur. I'm your humble guest, Jordan Omogbe. On today's episode, we'll be speaking about the part 2 of my favorite spring fragrances. Let's get into it. Before we get into the list, let's do some housekeeping. First of all, I want to thank everyone who has subscribed to this channel. It means the world to me. I never, expected it to, have this community that I have on here, but I am extremely grateful. Second of all, please, if you're watching this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me in the algorithm. And the third thing I want to leave you guys before we go to this is that, first and foremost, fragrance is subjective, so whatever list I have on here, please do your due diligence and make sure that you are sampling and testing out fragrances that you like, because what I like might not be necessarily what you like, but hopefully this is a guide to help you on that path to find the fragrances that you love. And now let's get into the list. First on the list, this one, I really enjoy these fragrances, but this is an honorable mention because of the longevity, right? If not for that, this would be an absolute masterpiece. This is Aegean Salt and Citrus from the house of Theodoros Kolotinis. This is a Greek brand. I had the privilege of stumbling against this brand a couple of years ago, and what you get here is pretty simple. This is oranges, lemons, grapefruit, salt. Simple. It is such a simple fragrance, but it is done so well, as you can tell by the dent that I have put in this bad boy. It's freaking amazing. I went to the gym all the time. It's not one that I speak about quite often. Like I said earlier, it does have a little bit of longevity issues. I think this one lasts maybe 2.5 hours, 3, and that is not bad. I would suggest this if you're going to the gym, but if you're going out for all day, this is not something that I would recommend, unless you're willing to carry this in your backpack or your pocket or your car and just give yourself a refreshing spritz every couple of hours. But other than that, this is a beautiful fragrance. Please get your nose on Aegean Salt and Citrus. Next on the list is a fragrance house from a rapper who was very popular in like the early 2008, 2009, 2005, that time, right? And if you know who I'm talking about, is that you? Sorry, that's how to do it. This is S-Boy by Draco from Soulja Boy. Oh man, this fragrance quite polarizing to a lot of frag heads, especially if you're in the fragrance space. But if you're into collective fragrances, you're gonna smell this and you're gonna feel like this is a pretty good fragrance. It's, I would call this like a sweet, creamy, musky fragrance. It has notes of like iris, rose. The rose is not so much, peach, coconut. It has some creamy notes in there. I think that comes from the sandalwood. It has tonka bean, lavender. Although this is just from observing and wearing a couple of times, this is such a crowd pleaser. Right? It is easy to wear. It lasts quite a while. You gotta be careful when you use this though, because it has a musky note in there, and not everybody likes the scent of musk. And the musk and the iris make this very silky, musky vibe. That's the best I can say it. So when you're using this, please don't go crazy on the trigger because you choke somebody out. But other than that, this is a pretty good fragrance. And please, like I said earlier, sample before you buy. Get your nose in this. This is S-Boy by Draco from Soulja Boy. Next on the list, this is a fragrance that has been perfumed by the great Dominique Ropion. And the fragrance I'm speaking about is none other than Jusbox Perfumes Feel and Chill. And what you get in here, you get the notes of bergamot, watermelon, coconut milk. You get fig leaf, you get vetiver. And let me tell you, and you get some ozonic notes. Man, this fragrance, on the performance, the presentation, The Sillage, he gets a 99999. I think I'm gonna start doing the rating scale. Let me know if you guys want to see a rating scale out of like a 1 out of 10. This fragrance hits all the marks, especially for the weather that we're in currently. This just does the trick, man. And if you're one that loves getting compliments, man oh man, this fragrance does the trick. Oh my goodness, I have worn this and I've been chased down by people like, hey, what do you have on? You just smell so clean, so fresh, so invigorating. Hey, I said, man, it's Fit and Chill. Get your nose in this. This is Fit and Chill by Jusbox Parfums. Next on the list, this is a fragrance from the house of Varvatos, and this is Artisan Blue. And what you get in here, you get a bunch of fruits, you get some citruses, some florals, some woody and piney notes, and it makes it for such an uplifting and invigorating, perfect for spring type of fragrance. I think this is the quintessential spring fragrance, in my personal opinion. The only qualms I have with this fragrance is that the performance is quite lacking, but I do believe for the price of what you can get is online currently, I think this sits in about 40 to the 50 price range. You can't miss with this, man. Oh my goodness. This thing smells phenomenal. But I mean phenomenal. And I gotta give credit to the perfumer, Rodrigo Flores Rue. He did an amazing job at putting this fragrance together. The only thing I wish, like I said earlier, is that they have put something in here to make it last longer, because this would have been the talk of the town. And it still was when it came out I think it came out in 2016 when it came out. But I believe this is one of those fragrances that, people don't talk about very often. And I wanted to give a highlight to, because I think for what you're paying for, this is an amazing bang for the buck. Get your nose on this. This is Artisan Blue from Varvatos. Next, this is from the house of the brand Altaia. And I'm sure 100% I've checked almost every channel. No one has spoke about this fragrance, and you guys are going to be hearing about it here. This is called Wonder of You. And what you get in here, you get the notes of, you get some citruses, you get some type of berries. I know for sure you get, I can smell the watery notes and the freshness from the watermelon that's in here, as well as the muskiness, and man oh man, that composition is such an amazing composition that on first spray, this gives like a very refreshing, watery, just as if you just cut open like a very ripe watermelon. That is exactly what this is. It's a fresh, open watermelon that has been harvested during its peak season. That is what is in this bottle. And to be able to capture that in this fragrance has been nothing short of amazing. This is one that, although while the composition might be freaking phenomenal, the only qualms I have with this is that it doesn't last that very long. Which is typical of fragrances like this. This is more of a skin scent, and it sits closer to the skin. I would recommend, if you do happen to get your hand on this fragrance, go to town on the sprayer. When I mean go to town, I'm talking about 20 sprays easy, because that's how much you need. It's an amazing fragrance. It's one I felt it was time for you to share with you guys, because I think this is the perfect weather and it suits this type of fragrance. Get your nose in this. This is Wonder of You by Altaia. Next on the list, this is one that is from a very popular house. You probably know them. They happen to make the very popular Baccarat Rouge 548 Straight. With no further ado, this is from the house of Mason Francis Kirk John, and this is Aqua Media. As you can tell, I have thoroughly enjoyed this fragrance. And what you get in here, you get the notes of lemon verbena, you get the notes of bergamot, you get the notes of moss, patchouli, hidione, I think some leeks, some matcha tea. But essentially, what that comes together, it makes this very citrusy, bright, minty green fragrance. I just happen to spray it on my hand, and man oh man, for this type of weather, oh, this is such an amazing composition because it just sits together greatly. It's very fresh, it's not overpowering, and most importantly, it lasts quite a long time. Like the performance of this is pretty cool. It is amazing, to say the least, for fragrance of this caliber. So I tip my hat to Francis Kenjon, who's the perfumer of this fragrance, for doing an absolutely phenomenal and amazing job on this fragrance. Like I always say, please try before you buy. Get your nose in this. This is Aqua Media by Mason Francis Kenjon. Next on the list is a fragrance that I believe doesn't get a lot of hype like it should. Because I remember the first time when I tried this fragrance after I purchased a 10 ml decant from Sephora. I went through that 10 ml in about 5 days. That is very hard to do. That is how much I enjoyed the composition of that fragrance. This is none other than Father Figure from Phlur. And what you get in here, you get the notes of fig, which is absolutely one of my favorite notes in fragrances. I love the note of fig, especially when it's done in like a fresh, sweet way. I don't like it when it's done in a very formal way, floral way, because it can be kind of off-putting. But when it's done in a fresh, light, sweet way, I'm sold. And this happens to do it in that way. It also has the notes of musk and the notes of water lily and some other, I think, blackcurrant blossoms. I know it has some patchouli in there, some bergamot. This thing, it is so well done. It doesn't smell synthetic. It just smells like a breath of fresh air. I think that is a breath of fresh air when you wake up in the morning and you go into a green pasture of land and you can smell the morning dew. That's what it smells like. It's very watery, fresh, bright, and uplifting. And I can't get enough of this, so I had to go get me a full presentation, hence why this hasn't been used yet. Get your nose in this. This is Father Figure from Phlur. Thank you again for tuning in to another episode of The Giant Connoisseur. It is great to have you guys back here again on this beautiful Monday morning. And with that said, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And please do not forget to sample, 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 sample. Please, I'm gonna keep on yelling it from the mountaintop. You've worked hard for your money. Please make sure you're trying out fragrances, spending time with them, analyzing them, dissecting them before you make a purchase. Okay? On that note, Giant Connoisseur